Hello, welcome to Learn English with Technology podcast series.
Episode 21, AI Pronunciation Training Revolution Master English, like never before.
Okay, so um, today we are diving deep into the world of AI pronunciation training. And, I think it's super exciting for English learners because, imagine yourself like walking into a job interview and you're not even nervous about your pronunciation at all.
Right, like you just know you're going to nail it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we have so much to talk about today. So,
Yeah, let's get right into it.
yeah, you gave us some awesome information on all these AI pronunciation apps. So I guess the goal today is to kind of like cut through the noise and figure out what all these advancements really mean for our listeners.
Definitely. I think what's really cool is how this technology has gotten so good that it's almost like having a personal coach like right there in your pocket, just helping you to speak more clearly.
Yeah, and more confidently too, right?
Absolutely.
I've always kind of been fascinated by like instant feedback and stuff like that. But what blows me away is just like the level of detail that these apps can analyze.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so like it's not just about figuring out like your general accent anymore, right? These AI systems are trained on like huge amounts of data of pronunciation errors from different native languages. So like, for example, let's say you're a Mandarin speaker.
Okay.
The AI is going to know that you might struggle with like certain consonant endings, like the ding sound.
Right.
Or if you're a Spanish speaker, maybe it's like distinguishing between like I and E vowel sounds.
So it knows what I'm going to mess up basically before I even...
Kind of, yeah. It's like it can predict
Yes.
the areas you're most likely to struggle with.
Wow. But I guess, can it really understand like the nuances of pronunciation beyond just like individual sounds?
Yeah, totally. And that's where it gets really interesting. So AI can analyze this thing called prosody.
Prosody?
Yeah, have you heard of that?
No, I don't think so.
So it's basically like the music of your speech, like the rhythm,
Right.
the intonation and stress patterns. And it can tell if you're speaking with like a natural flow or not.
Okay, so like even if I'm pronouncing all the words right, if my prosody is off, I'm still going to sound a little weird.
Exactly. It's going to sound kind of robotic even if you're saying all the right words. And the best part is these AI apps can actually like show you your prosody visually.
Oh, wow.
Like almost like a musical score. So you can see like where your intonation rises and falls and compare it to like a native speaker.
It's like an x-ray of your voice.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about accents though? Because there are so many different types of English.
Right. And that's where the flexibility comes in.
Hmm.
You can choose like which accent you want to focus on. So American, British, Australian, whatever.
Really?
And then the AI will like tailor its feedback and scoring based on like the accent you choose.
Oh, wow. So I could train myself to sound more like I'm from London or New York or...
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, so to make this all like a little more fun, a lot of these apps use like gamification, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like you get points for mastering tricky sounds and you unlock levels as you progress. You can even compete with your friends.
It's like it makes it addictive almost.
Yeah, like a game.
Yeah, you want to keep coming back and like improving your score.
Totally.
Eh.
But what about like real practice?
Uh-oh.
I mean, talking to an app is cool, but how does this actually help you in conversations?
So some apps are doing some pretty crazy things with virtual reality.
VR.
Yeah, like imagine practicing English in a virtual cafe or shop.
Yeah.
Ordering food and drinks and stuff like that, getting real-time feedback, and even experimenting with different accents.
In VR.
Yeah, it's super realistic and immersive.
That's insane. And I bet that makes it way less intimidating for people who are kind of shy about practicing their English.
Definitely, like, it takes away the fear of, like, making a mistake in front of someone.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so we've talked about how these AI systems can, like, analyze your speech, give you feedback and stuff. But
Yeah.
what's really interesting to me is that they go beyond like just general rules.
Right.
They can actually personalize the learning experience for you.
Exactly.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so like the AI can actually figure out your learning style. So if you're a visual learner, it'll show you more charts and diagrams and stuff. And if you're more auditory, it'll give you more like audio-based feedback. And if you're kinesthetic, maybe it'll incorporate like physical gestures and stuff like that.
So it's like it has a personality almost.
Yeah, kind of. It figures out what works best for you.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But what about cultural context?
Uh-huh.
I mean, different situations call for different ways of speaking, right?
Yeah. for sure.
Can AI adapt to that?
Yeah, so it actually takes cultural nuances into account.
Really?
So if you're like preparing for a customer service job, it'll emphasize like a warmer, more approachable pronunciation. And if you're doing like an academic presentation, it'll help you sound more formal and authoritative.
So it's not just teaching me how to say words, right? It's teaching me how to use them
Yeah,
in the right way in different
like
situations.
how to communicate effectively in different cultural settings.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so we've seen how this technology can analyze your speech,
Yeah.
give you personalized feedback, and even like adapt to different cultural contexts.
Right.
But what really blows my mind is how much it focuses on helping you sound natural and speak with confidence.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is where we really start to see the AI's emotional intelligence capabilities coming into play.
It's not just about saying the words perfectly, right?
Yeah.
It's about sounding natural and confident when you do it.
So like, for example, the AI can actually tell when you're pronouncing things well, even if you're speaking quickly or you're nervous.
Exactly. It can give you a confidence score.
A confidence score.
Yeah, which basically shows you how well you're maintaining clarity and fluency even when you're under pressure. That's so cool. It's like it can sense how nervous you are
Kind of.
and help you push through it. But how does it measure confidence in your voice? I'm curious.
So it analyzes a bunch of stuff, not just the words you're saying, but like your pace,
Hmm.
your volume, your
Mhm.
intonation, even tiny little micro hesitations.
Really?
Yeah, because those things can often give away nervousness, even if you're saying all the right words.
Wow. So it's like reading between the lines of your speech
Yeah,
to
exactly.
figure out your true level of confidence.
hmm
Okay, so what does it do to actually help you sound more confident?
So one cool feature is called simulation analytics.
Okay.
So you can practice things like job interview questions or presentations with the AI,
Oh, wow.
and you get feedback not only on your pronunciation, but also on like those little ums and ahs.
Right, the fillers.
Yeah, exactly. And it helps you get rid of those and sound more smooth and confident.
It's like having a practice partner.
Yeah, like a virtual coach.
But what's even cooler is that it can measure like the actual emotional markers in your voice that show confidence. Yeah, totally. It's like having a biofeedback system.
Uh-huh.
It can pick up on things like vocal tremors and like tiny variations in pitch and even changes in your breathing.
Really?
Yeah, because those things can also indicate nervousness. And by analyzing all that, it can give you specific feedback on how to project more confidence in your voice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about how this technology can analyze your speech and provide personalized training and stuff, but I'm curious, what's next for AI pronunciation training?
Yeah, so the future is actually super exciting.
Okay.
There's some really groundbreaking stuff on the horizon.
Like what?
Well, imagine like neural feedback systems that create a real-time 3D model of your vocal tract as you speak.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so it can show you exactly how to move your tongue and lips.
That's insane.
Yeah,
It's like a GPS for your mouth.
exactly.
Okay, so what about the AI itself? Like, how is it evolving?
So it's constantly learning and getting better at understanding emotional context.
Hmm.
So if you want to sound like sympathetic or enthusiastic or professional, the AI can help you like nail the right tone.
It's like an AI acting coach.
Kind of, yeah. It's becoming more than just a pronunciation coach. It's like a communication partner.
Okay, so one last thing about accents,
Mm-hmm.
because I think a lot of people worry about losing their own unique voice
Yeah.
as they try to improve their pronunciation.
Yeah, so there's this new technology called accent blending.
Accent blending.
Yeah, and it basically helps you find a good balance between keeping your own voice and being understood clearly.
So it's not about erasing my accent.
No.
It's just about refining it.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's all about finding that sweet spot between preserving your own individuality and communicating effectively.
That's amazing.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think we've covered a lot of ground here just on the technology side,
Yeah, for sure.
but I'm really curious to hear more about how all of this is being used in the real world.
Yeah, me too.
Let's get into it.
That. Awesome. Yeah, so like we're seeing some really cool applications of this tech across like all kinds of industries and professions.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, for instance, imagine you're like prepping for a big job interview.
Okay.
AI can help you like nail those industry specific terms, and like practice answering those common interview questions with like perfect clarity.
So it's like a personal interview coach.
Exactly.
But does it actually make a difference though?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Like we've heard so many stories from people who say that AI pronunciation training helped them land their dream job.
No way.
Yeah, like one user told us that after using AI, she felt so much more confident during her interview that she was able to like negotiate a higher salary.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing. It really shows the power of like confident communication.
for sure.
Okay, so What about people who have to give presentations or speeches? Like, how can AI help them?
Oh, man. AI can be a total game changer for public speaking.
Really?
Yeah, it can help you identify those moments where you might like rush or mumble under pressure. It
Right.
can analyze your breathing patterns to suggest like better pauses for impact.
And it can even give you feedback on your overall, like, stage presence.
Wow. So it's not just about the words themselves, it's like the whole package.
Exactly. It's about helping you become a more effective and engaging speaker overall.
Have you seen any like real world examples of that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, one executive we talked to said that she went from being, like, terrified of public speaking
Oh, no.
to, like, confidently leading international conferences.
Seriously?
Yeah, all thanks to AI pronunciation training.
That's incredible. It's
Yeah.
like it helped her find her voice.
Totally. She said that AI helped her, like, so you can communicate clearly and effectively no matter what accent they have.
So like if I'm working with colleagues in London, New York, and Sydney, AI can help me navigate all those different accents.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance, between,
Yeah.
like, preserving your own unique voice
Right.
and adapting to different communication styles.
To make sure everyone understands you.
Right.
That's so cool. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
having a personal linguistic chameleon in your pocket.
I like that.
Okay, what about the academic world? Like, how is AI pronunciation training being used in education?
Yeah, so we're seeing more and more universities and language schools using AI in their curriculum.
Huh.
It's super helpful for students who need to give presentations or participate in class discussions
Right.
or even prepare for, like, high pressure exams like the TOEFL or IELTS.
So it's not just about getting a native-like accent. It's about equipping students with the skills they need to succeed.
Exactly. Like, we've heard from a lot of grad students who felt so much more prepared for their thesis defenses and conference presentations after using AI training.
Because they felt more confident in their ability to explain complex ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic. Okay, so what about those like unexpected situations in life?
Uh-huh.
Like when you're suddenly put on the spot, can AI help with that too?
Oh, yeah, totally. That's actually one of the areas where AI really shines. Like,
Right.
whether it's an emergency announcement or an impromptu speech or even, like, a surprise video call,
Yeah.
AI can help you stay calm and pronounce things clearly even when you're under pressure.
So it's like a secret weapon for those high stakes moments.
Exactly. Like, one user told us about how she had to give a presentation at a conference totally out of the blue.
Oh, wow.
And she hadn't prepared anything beforehand, but because she'd been practicing with AI, she was able to give, like, a clear and engaging presentation even though she was super nervous.
That's amazing. So it's not just about professional situations either, right?
Yeah.
Like what about those everyday social interactions that can sometimes feel awkward or intimidating?
Yeah, AI can be awesome for that too.
Really?
Like practicing small talk or navigating social gatherings or even, like, making a good first impression.
Right.
It helps you sound natural and approachable, but still, like, clear and professional.
It's like having a virtual wingman.
Exactly.
That's so cool. Okay, so we've talked about all these different applications of AI pronunciation training,
Right.
but how does it all work together? Like, how do these different applications create like a holistic approach to pronunciation improvement?
So what's really cool is that the skills you develop in one area kind of, like, naturally transfer to other areas.
Okay.
So, like, the confidence you gain from practicing job interviews can make you a better public speaker, and the clarity you develop for academic speaking can make you more effective in social situations.
So it's like a Swiss Army knife for pronunciation.
Exactly. Like, versatile, reliable, and always ready when you need it.
That's a great analogy.
Oh.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the applications, but the technology itself is constantly evolving too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What are some of the most exciting innovations happening right now?
So one of the biggest things is neural speech processing.
Neural speech process.
Oh, so unlike older systems that just kind of, like, matched sounds,
Right.
this new generation of AI actually understands how human speech works.
At a deeper level.
Yeah, like, much deeper.
So how does that translate into a better learning experience for the user?
Well, it means that AI can give you feedback that's, like, way faster, more precise, and more personalized.
Okay.
It can analyze your pronunciation in, like, microseconds
Wow.
and catch those tiny little nuances that even a human ear might miss.
And then it tailors the guidance to your specific needs.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what about accessibility? Like, is this technology becoming more widely available?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, thanks to smartphones and cloud-based learning systems, you can access high-quality pronunciation training, like, anytime, anywhere.
That's awesome. It's like breaking down barriers.
Totally.
Okay, so speaking of smartphones, How are those changing the game?
Well, now mobile apps can use the processing power of your phone to analyze your pronunciation even when you don't have internet access.
Really?
Yeah, they can detect those tiny variations in sound waves that we can't even hear and give
Wow.
you real-time feedback without any lag.
It's crazy to think that we have more computing power in our pockets now than they had to land on the moon.
I know, right?
Okay, so what about the cloud? Like, how's that enhancing AI pronunciation training?
So cloud-based learning systems mean that the AI is constantly learning and improving. Like
Really?
every time you practice your pronunciation, data gets added to this huge network of learning patterns.
Hmm.
So the AI is constantly getting smarter and more effective.
That's like a global pronunciation brain.
Exactly.
That's wild. Okay, so beyond the cloud and mobile devices, are there any other technological breakthroughs that are like pushing the boundaries here?
Yeah, so one of the coolest things is real-time processing algorithms.
What are those?
So they can analyze your speech as you're speaking
Okay.
and give you instant visual feedback on your pronunciation.
So you can actually see your words like taking shape on the screen.
Exactly. It's super engaging and motivating because
Yeah.
you can see like the immediate impact of your efforts.
Right.
And some systems can even predict what you're going to say next.
What?
Yeah, and give you guidance on how to pronounce those upcoming words.
That's like a pronunciation psychic.
I know, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's amazing. Okay, so we've talked about neural speech processing and real-time processing algorithms.
Right.
What else is there?
Well, there's also hybrid AI systems.
Hybrid AI systems.
Yeah, so they combine traditional pronunciation rules
Okay.
with machine learning to create a more intuitive learning experience.
So it's like the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Like you get the precision of rules-based learning plus the adaptability and personalization of machine learning.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they understand not just how words should sound,
Right.
but also why certain pronunciations might be difficult for people from different language backgrounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they can tailor the feedback to address those specific challenges.
It's like having a pronunciation coach who speaks your language.
Totally.
Okay, so what's the most exciting development of all?
So for me, it's adaptive neural networks.
Adaptive neural network.
Yeah, so these systems actually rewrite their own code
What?
based on your learning patterns.
Really?
Yeah, so they evolve with you as you learn.
So it's like having a coach who's constantly adapting their teaching methods to match your progress.
Exactly. Like it's the ultimate personalized learning experience.
That's incredible. Okay, so it seems like we're on the verge of a real revolution in pronunciation training.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But with all this amazing technology, it's easy to get caught up in the bells and whistles.
Right.
So what's the real value here? Like, what does it all mean for the individual learner?
I think it's about empowerment.
Empowerment.
Yeah, like giving you the tools and the confidence to communicate effectively in any situation.
So it's not just about achieving a perfect accent
No, it's about finding your own voice.
and using it powerfully. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But with so much information out there, it can be hard to know where to start.
Yeah, for sure.
What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about trying AI pronunciation training?
I would say just dive in and explore.
Okay.
There are tons of great apps and resources out there, and most of them offer free trials.
Right.
So just experiment with different platforms, find what works for you, and embrace the learning process.
It's an investment in yourself.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to come back to that core question. What's the ultimate goal of AI pronunciation training?
That's a good question.
Like, what are we really trying to achieve here?
For me, it's about helping people unlock their full communication potential. Like empowering them to express themselves clearly and confidently.
Regardless of their background or accent.
Exactly.
That's a powerful vision.
It is.
And it's clear that AI is playing a huge role in making that happen.
For sure.
But beyond the technology itself, what's the human element that makes this all so compelling?
I think it's the desire to connect.
Connect.
Yeah, like we all have stories to tell, ideas to share, emotions to express.
Right.
And language is the bridge that connects us all.
I love that.
And AI pronunciation training is just a tool that helps us build stronger bridges.
To foster deeper understanding and connection.
Exactly.
That's beautifully said. It's a reminder that technology is at its best when it serves a human purpose.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as we conclude this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
What does the future hold for AI pronunciation training?
Well, the future is super exciting.
Okay.
We're on the edge of a new era where AI is going to become an even bigger part of our lives. Like, imagine a world where language barriers are practically non-existent,
Wow.
where communication is effortless,
Yeah.
and everyone has the confidence to share their voice with the world.
That's the dream.
That's the future we're working towards.
And it's within our grasp. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But as we look ahead,
Uh-huh.
it's important to remember that technology is only part of the story.
Right.
What are some of the human factors that will shape the evolution of this field?
Well, one crucial factor is cultural sensitivity.
Cultural sensitivity.
Yeah, as AI gets more sophisticated, we need to make sure it reflects the diversity of human languages and cultures.
Right.
We have to be mindful of potential biases
Yeah.
and work to create inclusive learning experiences for everyone.
It's not just about technological advancement. It's about responsible development.
Exactly.
Okay, so beyond cultural sensitivity, what other human factors will play a role?
I think lifelong learning is huge.
Lifelong learning.
Yeah, because language is always evolving.
Right.
And our pronunciation skills need to keep up.
So it's not like a one-time fix
No, it's an ongoing journey.
of discovery and refinement.
Exactly. And that's what makes this field so fascinating.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a constant exploration of how technology and human communication intersect.
It is full of possibilities. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah, we have.
We've talked about the incredible advancements in AI pronunciation training.
Uh-huh.
But what I find most remarkable is the human element at the heart of it all.
Definitely.
It's about connection expression
Yeah.
and the desire to share our voices with the world.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
And as we move forward,
Uh-huh.
it's important to remember that technology is just a tool.
Right.
The real power is in our own willingness to learn and grow and connect with others.
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful thought. And it reminds me that the future of communication is bright.
It is.
So to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep sharing your voice with the world.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a powerful tool to help you on your pronunciation journey, don't be afraid to try AI.
Yeah. It could be the key to unlocking your full potential.
Totally.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI pronunciation training.
Yeah, this was
I hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Me too. And, we've been talking about like mobile apps and cloud-based systems.
Right.
But what's really cool is how those two things are like coming together
Oh, yeah.
to make even more powerful learning experiences.
Like, what do you mean?
So imagine like your app is constantly listening to you.
Always listening.
Yeah, even when you're not actively practicing, and it's like analyzing your pronunciation in the background.
Huh. That's creepy.
It's not creepy, it's cool.
Okay.
So it's like you have this like silent pronunciation coach
Okay.
who's always learning about how you speak.
Okay.
And then when you actually do sit down to practice,
Right.
your app can connect to the cloud and access all this personalized stuff.
Like what?
Exercises, feedback, all tailored to you.
So it's like a pronunciation curriculum that evolves as I learn.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about feedback? Like, how is that changing?
Well, some apps are using augmented reality now.
Augmented reality.
Yeah, so like imagine you can see virtual arrows.
Arrows.
Yeah, that show you how to move your tongue.
No way.
Yeah, or like visual cues that show you how to shape your mouth.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's like a pronunciation map projected onto my face.
Exactly. And it makes it way more engaging.
I bet.
Because you can actually see what you're doing.
Right, okay, so we've got augmented reality. What else?
Well, there's also haptic feedback.
Haptic feedback.
What's that? So basically, some devices can give you like little vibrations or tactile cues.
Vibrations.
Yeah, to guide your pronunciation.
So you can actually feel the correct way to say it.
Exactly. It's pretty wild, right?
It's like a whole new level of sensory learning.
Totally. It makes it way more impactful.
Okay, so we've talked about all this cool technology.
Right.
But at the end of the day, what really excites me is the potential for this to, like, break down communication barriers
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
help people from different cultures understand each other better.
That's the dream.
How do you see that happening?
Imagine a world where language learning is easy. Yeah, like AI can seamlessly translate and give you pronunciation help in real time.
So anyone can talk to anyone.
Exactly. No more language barriers.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But how do we make sure this technology is used responsibly?
That's a great question. And it's something we have to think about carefully.
Yeah.
As AI gets more powerful, we need to make sure it's not biased
Right.
and that it respects different cultures.
We want it to help people connect, not divide them.
Exactly. So it's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between empowering people to embrace their own unique voices
Right.
and also helping them communicate clearly with others.
That's a really important point.
Mm.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive,
Uh-huh.
I'm just struck by how much potential there is here.
Yeah, me too.
But I think it's important to remember that it all comes back to the human element.
Definitely.
It's about connecting with other people,
Yeah.
expressing ourselves,
Uh-huh.
sharing our voices with the world.
I couldn't agree more.
And technology is just a tool to help us do that better. So to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep sharing your voices with the world.
And if you're looking for a way to boost your pronunciation,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to try AI. It might just change your life.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI pronunciation training.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was great.
It was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our channel, leave a comment below, and share it with your friends.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep those voices strong.